So, rewind back to 2016, it was May 29th, Sunday, bank holiday, I think it was, and went out for a ride on my bike. Admittedly, I wasn't a very good rider, but there you go. So I crashed my bike, I come off my bike, the back end locked up, skidded, and I came off, landed on a boulder on my back, which in turn broke my back in 4 places, all my ribs, my sternum, shoulder, knee, cracked my head, and punctured both lungs. And I was in a coma then for 6 weeks, which I got pneumonia, E. coli, meningitis, and my heart stopped twice. I lost 5.5 stone.
So, Gag, give us an idea of what life was like before the accident.
Wow, basically I was just, I worked the doors for years, as you know.
Yeah.
I'd given up like maybe a year or so before the accident, so I was just quiet family life, mate, really, do you know what I mean? Working as my job, the best job I've had, really. So sod's law, I had to give it up. It was place down in Lydney, restoring cars, and the next one I would have been on, so it was like a Lamborghini Diablo, so it was like
Jesus, man.
That's cool.
yeah, really nice stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that job. Like I said, I've had some mad days prior to that, so it was just chilling out. So yeah, that's what it was, really.
I can imagine life on the doors is pretty heavy, man.
Yeah.
Did that for quite a few years, didn't you?
Yeah, quite a few.
And
2006, I think I started.
Yeah. And obviously you had the accident in 2016, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
man.
seemed longer than that, to be quite honest with you. I had a break in between because I was on bail and I couldn't renew my licence.
Yeah.
So that's another story.
You lived a colourful life, man.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, like people do actually say, you know, if I wasn't in a chair, I'd be doing life or I'd be dead. It's as simple as that, and I truly believe that. Do you know what I
Do
mean?
you really believe that, man?
Yeah, 100%.
Because that's what life was like.
It's like a fucking film, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like
I mean, some of the stuff you've told us beforehand.
Yeah.
Man,
Yes.
lived a
Interesting.
very eventful life, man.
yeah, it's nice looking back. It's bittersweet, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least I've done something I like. Not became something. I wasn't famous or anything like that. I don't mean it like that, but I was somebody. I'm not trying to be like egotistical about that or nothing. But do you know what I mean by that? Like, I've always been me, and that's just the way it progressed. It was like a sort of natural progression. How I was in school. My dad sort of grown into me not to take shit off anybody.
Was your dad quite a hard guy?
Yeah. He played rugby at a high level. He came to the captain of the county, played for the RAF and stuff, boxed in the RAF.
Was he a big guy like you?
No, he never trained or anything like that.
No?
He just liked his drink and typical rugby boy, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he probably started most of the fights, to be fair. Yeah.
No, I get that, man. Obviously, we know you locally, and we've seen you in action on the doors back in the day. So yeah, I think like that sort of time period, certainly when me and Nath were growing up, you were kind of one of the figures that stood out to us because we were always into sports and bodybuilding and stuff like that. And as I said to you off camera, back then you got to think like bodybuilding was such like a small like
It's everywhere now,
community.
bro, isn't it?
Yeah,
Everywhere.
Now everyone's every man and his dog's a bodybuilder.
Sort of, I went out the forest. I lived in Abergavenny for a bit, as you know, in Chepstow.
Yeah.
And I come back to the forest and everyone's training then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like when I left, no one was, really.
Massive shift, isn't
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Like people
It's
wanting
like
to
sort
get
of
into
catches on, like you boys. The sort of forest catches on after you boys. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
After,
yeah.
You know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
social media's probably played a huge role in that.
100%, yeah.
Massively,
What was
man.
around then? Just Facebook, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The
That
early
was on the
days,
laptop.
early days of Facebook. That's
Yeah,
it, man.
yeah.
But that's one of the things that 100% would have made you stand out, man, because you were a massive guy. Like you're still quite a big guy now, but like back in your sort of heyday.
That's what I trained for, to be big and strong.
Yeah, you were definitely the biggest doorman like we'd seen. Like
Yeah,
back then,
from what
like,
I remember, man, 100%.
Yeah, and you think like because there was a minority of people doing it, you would have stood out even more.
Yeah,
So there's probably loads of people that have got like stories of seeing you in action.
Some good, some bad, I suppose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You a dad at that point, weren't you?
Yeah. I had my first daughter 18.
Wow, really?
Sorry, I was a week before my 19th birthday, yeah.
Okay.
And you got 4 kids now? is that right?
3 girls and a boy. That's why I'm still here, bro, like I said. That's it.
Take me back to the day of the accident, Gav. What happened?
It's a weird one, mate. You look at it like that. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm going off subject a bit, but it sort of like tails in with it. So
Okay.
my nan died when I was 16.
Okay.
Which is my dad's mum. We were very, very close. They lived by us, like, seen it every day. And the stuff I've got into, like I said, with that court appearance, I should have done 5 years. Well, allegedly, should I say? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like things that should, like, again, going back to riding my bike. It didn't start that day. I had to bump start the bike. It's never done that before. Twice, in fact.
That's spooky, man.
Do you know what I mean?
Spooky, yeah.
Whether it's I don't know whether I believe in signs and all that, but maybe she is my guardian angel. So we were all went out on a ride. I was probably the worst rider there, mate, but ego takes over like an idiot. We all do.
Of course.
I was more into cars than bikes. I've had loads of bikes, but I was more into cars. And sort of went ahead with another guy. Obviously, he was miles in front of me because I was crap. Come up to a corner, going too fast, back end locked up. And I remember like saying it was the handlebars were going like this, and I was saying fuck, and then I was off. And obviously my mate Matt came around the corner, and he said I'd landed on the boulder and was trying to like come up the fence. He said, obviously adrenaline takes over, doesn't it? I was probably half awake up, you know. My life changed in that split second. It's mental if you think about it.
So from that moment where the accident happened, what's the next thing you remember? Do you remember
I remember lying on the floor.
Yeah.
I think my visor and all was smashed in. It was cracked in the butt. I still got my helmet, actually. They took it off, and I remember my breathing was so shallow, it was like, that was it.
Yeah.
And I thought, I can't feel my fucking legs, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, there's no pain. Just couldn't hardly breathe and couldn't feel my legs. And,
You felt no pain at all?
no. Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because now I do. Because my injury line is like there. So I shouldn't have any feeling below, but I do. I get pains, I get cramps.
Perhaps it was like the adrenaline or something, you know, in that moment.
Very well
Maybe.
could have
Must
been.
be. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, so they took me to the Gwent then, and then they were going to airlift me to Cardiff, but it's too dangerous or something, so they stopped that. And they told all my family and everything that get ready to say goodbye, like he's not going to make the night.
Shit.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, because that didn't really hit me until I watched a program on BBC iPlayer. It was actually the Gwent ICU,
Okay.
and they were saying like, I think it was like 6 out of 10 patients die there. And there was this guy going in that he'd gone into cardiac arrest. They were all helping him, and all his family were in the room crying and saying like, you know, he's gonna go. And that was me. That was fucking me. Like it's crazy to think
That's
that.
so surreal,
That is
man.
mad.
But like I said, my ex-wife, my wife at the time, she said he ain't gonna die. She knows me, doesn't she? He ain't gonna die. She knew that all the time. Even when my heart stopped, she was holding my hand along with my sister Laura. Said he ain't gonna die, so she knew. But yeah, like when I remember waking, like, I remember the nightmares I had because whatever they had me on, so vivid it felt like real life, like monsters coming out the ceiling.
Jeez, man.
I thought someone was impersonating my wife. I was trying to tell people, like, that's not her. That's not. Do you know what I mean?
What, when you're awake, you...
No, I was asleep, but I thought I was awake.
Okay, I'm with you,
Weird, mate. Weird. I thought I was getting up in the night, going out and come back in the morning.
Yeah.
And when I woke up, I thought I was only asleep for like a day.
Yeah,
I thought I was in fucking London. Strange, mate.
It's
yeah.
crazy, man.
I thought I'd nicked someone's Ferrari, and I heard it on the news. Well, I didn't, did I? But
Yeah.
someone's nicked a Ferrari. Oh, fuck, that's me. I ain't going anywhere, am I?
He's
I
admitting
fucking
to it,
wired
like,
up, yeah.
oh, I fucking did it.
Yeah, it was crazy, mate. Those drugs they got you on, like this. And like I said, when I woke, they put a tracheostomy in there so I could breathe, I think. Yeah, and obviously seeing pictures of me all wired up and fuck me, mate.
Yeah, I saw it.
The other way round, yeah. 'Cause when I woke up, my mum was just staring at, why are you staring at me? I'm a boy, and you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
of course, man. She'd never seen nothing like that.
To see a kid like that, fucking hell.
What was it like when your kids saw you?
obviously I'd lost like 5.5 stone, so I wasn't even me. Like some of the boys come in and they started crying because it's not big gar, is it? Do you know what I mean? That's not me.
Yeah,
I was a weak
yeah.
little man. I become like I said, mate. I woke up. I couldn't even have a drink. I couldn't talk. I couldn't hold a pen, so I couldn't write. And it was so hot in there, and I just wanted something like a flannel on my head. And I was trying to tell like my mum or whatever, or my sister, or whoever was there, probably Matt, Dan, or Shane. And what I wanted was a wet towel on my head. I couldn't tell him like, you know, like it's horrible, mate, horrible. Yeah, so I had to like, when they took the tracheostomy out, I can't remember. I think because I couldn't eat for a while. Obviously, where my lungs were punctured, because I had a drain in that lung. I don't know what they've done with that. I think I got half a lung on that side. I can't remember. And it's crazy to look back. Like people say all the time, like fucking hell, you're this and that, but I don't look at it like that. I'm just me. Do you know what I mean? I don't. Yeah, I've just dealt with it how I think you should deal with it.
To you, it's your life, man. But I think to people from the outside, it's so far away from kind of our human experience.
Reality as well, I suppose.
Yeah, it is, man. And like when you're sitting there talking about those things, the fact you couldn't hold a pen, you know, like you couldn't talk, you couldn't explain to your family and your friends, like I want a wet towel on my head, and just the fact you went through that awful accident and had no pain, like it's things that we just can't relate to.
I had pain after.
Yeah, of course.
Mega bad.
Yeah, of course.
My ribs for years, months.
But the actual initial point after the accident, there was no pain.
No.
So then,
I suppose it's like when you're in a fight, isn't it? You don't feel it at the time, do you?
Yeah,
you feel it after.
Like when I was
the
16,
adrenaline.
like when I remember going back again when I was 16.
Yeah.
I got into a fight. I think there was about 3 of us. Two mates ran off, so I stood there on my own fighting like 5 or 6 of them when I was 16. So obviously I think it was 3 of them down, they said, and then this kiddie came up to me with a crowbar, hit me in the leg, back of the head and up in the nose. But I didn't go down. That's why I made sure I didn't fucking go down. That's what people remember, do you know what I mean? But at that initial time, I didn't feel it.
You're not
I was
feel
only a kid.
in the moment, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Felt it like a few hours later.
You felt it the next day, bro.
Yeah, I did, mate. Yeah. But like you said, at the time, you don't feel it, yeah.
So after that point, you know, where you wake up and you can't lift the pen and all that, what's the recovery stage like after that?
Well, I think I was in ICU. Don't quote me on it because I can't remember the exact days. Maybe a week or so.
Okay.
So obviously led flat on my back.
Yeah.
Felt like I was led on Lego because obviously I lost all my muscle at my back and obviously I'd been cut open and stuff. And they had to turn you. So every 3 hours the nurses come in and got to turn you, check for bed sores and stuff. That's what I was just led there like that. Couldn't drink, so they were just like wetting my tongue. I think within a week then I was up on the ward. Like I said, the surgeon bought me a can of Budweiser actually because he'd never seen anyone recover as quick, apparently.
Oh, he
They were
said?
calling me Miracle Man down Neville Hall, and it wasn't even, I was in bloody Gwent.
Yeah, I when we searched, we did a few Google searches about you. There's a few stories where they call you Miracle Man. Because you
Some
you shouldn't-
BBC Wales, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
so-
and Bert went on there, God bless him, like.
Yeah.
said you shouldn't have survived.
Yeah.
They were so shocked that you'd survived the accident. And if I'm right in thinking that you said that it was something to do with the amount of muscle mass you had. Is that
Yes,
right?
Yeah. But I'd actually lost like 1.5 stone to get into my leathers.
Okay.
So I was bigger prior to that. I'd actually lost weight because I couldn't get, obviously to get to get leathers on, they'd be tight here and make a bag. Do you know what I mean?
Tight
Yeah,
fit in
course.
it, yeah.
But I did have all right legs then. But yours then, mate. They're not now. They're not now. But yeah.
So
That's what they said, yeah.
When you were in the hospital, at what point did the surgeon tell you like the extent of the injuries?
I remember actually. But me being me, obviously I didn't understand then. Because like you see these people like, oh, look at him, he's amazing, he's walking again. I think, you fucking asshole. I don't mean it like as in like taking it away from him, but in a way obviously I'm a bit jealous because people that don't know thinking, well, Gareth could do that if he tried. It's not like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the nurse come and told me 99.9% you're not going to walk again. I'm like, yeah, all right. I'll fucking walk out of here. Because if it was in my mind, power or will, I would have, you know.
Of course, man.
But it's not that simple.
That must have been so hard to hear, though.
To be honest, everyone thought I was going to take it worse than I actually did because, like I said, I just brushed it off. Like I was living for years. I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk. I'm going to walk. But that was stopping me doing what I could do now. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I've always had goals in life. Like we had my first daughter when I was, like I said, a week before my 19th birthday. Right, I want to buy a house by 20. Did it.
Good play, man.
I want to try my own business. Did it. Didn't work, but I did it. And now with my gym and etc., that's the next step. Or role, should I say.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, she told me that, and obviously they were, you know, I might as well get into the nitty gritty of it because that's how it is. Really, it's a bit, in a way, I was a bit embarrassed to say about some of it. Obviously, you're like a fucking baby again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're washing your hair in bed. They're washing you in bed. They're like where you don't use your feet or your skin off your feet, they flakes off. So they have to peel all that off. And obviously you're so conscious about getting bed sores all the time. So you get a bed sore. A friend of mine actually died from that.
Really?
Yeah. I say a friend. He was a guy from California, IFBB Pro, wheelchair. He wore some of my clothing
Wow, man.
in California and he got a bed sore. And yeah, that was it.
It's crazy, man.
So, hearing that, it kind of gave you thought, fuck you, I'm gonna walk again.
100%, of course I did. Yeah.
And then I know there was, am I right in thinking, I don't know if my memory serves me right, but you were trying to raise money to go and have an operation. Is that right?
No, what it was is, I think it was Bert actually looked into it.
Okay.
Like stem cell treatment and all that.
Yeah,
and
that's
some
it.
trials and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, that was the initial thing. But then obviously we went elsewhere and got like some advice, and it's because I'm a complete injury. Yeah, we went abroad and like sought advice, and it is what it is at the moment.
Yeah, the stem cell stuff is still early days. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean
That's more of like an incomplete injury, which is like my spinal cord was severed.
Yeah,
So
we saw the CT scan.
Yeah.
So I can see why that surgeon was like, I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they would have recommended against it.
Yeah. It's a good one, isn't it?
Mm.
At that point, you obviously still, you had like hope that you'd walk again.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did you, do you still kind of have that hope?
Not so much.
No?
But in a way, I felt like I was giving up if I didn't. But I'm not. It's hard to explain, mate, to be fair. That's why I had it in my head, like, this ain't fucking beating me. There's no way this is beating me. You know, ego takes over again, but that's what drives a man, isn't it? His ego, his pride.
Big time,
You know what I mean?
big time, man.
Especially a big, strong guy like yourself.
Yeah, and what I was
Active.
like, me, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was, like I said, I haven't given up hope. I've just put it on the back burner. So if something comes up, something comes up. But realistically, I'll smash the fucking goals I've got set anyway. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to make something good out of this and help other people because I was just dropped. Bang, right, sort yourself out, really. Didn't get a chair off the NHS straight away. So a couple from...
I find that absolutely bizarre, man.
Well, they gave me one. It was about as big as this. And it was twisted. And that was in the spinal place. And I initially, before I went there, I was like, all right, I want them pushing me till I'm crying. Do you know what I mean? Make me do it. And you'd like do a bit and all that I do today. No, I want, push me. But it wasn't like that there. I didn't get anything from them. To be fair, my ex-wife found out more after I came out about certain other things, like,
Yeah.
How did it affect, like, being a dad?
Mega hard, mate. Yeah, because there's a beach we used to go to as a kid. My nan went there, my dad went there. We went there as kids every summer. We had a caravan there. Nash Point, I don't know whether you know it.
Can't say I do, man.
Between Barry and Ogmore Way.
Okay.
But there's no way I could get on the beach now. I've took all my kids on the beach bar Tommy. And that gets to me, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I want to, obviously the girls like do girls things. Like Courtney, when she was younger, my eldest, I took her to all the car shows. I'm like, it's car and that, like,
Yeah.
yeah, she had a little RS Owners Club t-shirt and stuff. Lily's not really into it. Daisy is a bit.
Yeah.
And then Tommy's just getting into it now.
Yeah. How old's Tommy?
Tommy's 8.
Oh, okay.
Daisy's 11. Lily's 16 and Courtney's 22. So he's just getting into it now. But I'd love to be under a car with him, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
of course.
you know what I mean? It's hard. That's hard. Not just him, all of them, obviously. So I love them all the same. They are my work. People say all the time my kids are my work. They fucking are.
I mean,
I need them more than they need me, really.
yeah, I mean, from what I see on your socials, man, it just seems like they are your world.
Oh, mate, 100%.
And I can imagine that they've been a great provider of strength for you.
They're amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't see Dad give up, can you? You know what I mean?
Of course not, man. I bet they must look at you and think, what a fucking amazing guy.
I think they do, because I think Tommy had a superhero day and he said, oh, my dad's my superhero, like he's bigger than the
I
whole.
love that.
In the immediate aftermath of the accident, how did your relationships change with friends and?
Boys were still there.
Were they?
Yeah, every day. Like, all of them.
So I saw that. Obviously, you did a lot of work with Martin Lewis, but the boxing gym.
Yeah.
He was getting you active.
God bless him. Yeah, I miss him, man.
He seemed to, from our perspective, he seemed to be a big motivator. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I mean,
The boxing helped a lot.
yeah. I mean, I was never a boxer. I'd done a bit of training, but I was never a boxer. I got no skill, mate. I just used to scrap. I didn't,
Yeah.
I'd be out of breath in 30 seconds. Usually it doesn't last that long when you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
no, I loved him to bits. Like, we were really close. But yeah, of course, we went out to, I think it was University?
Loughborough?
Loughborough, yeah.
Went out there for some GB trials, wheelchair boxing things. Apparently I got through, but then we didn't hear any more off it. So I think a bloke was like a bit full of it, to be fair.
Yeah.
Nothing else come of it, but I'm not a boxer, mate. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't box before. I'm not going to be able to box now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But perhaps having the routine of going with him and working and having a goal, was that really helpful in your position?
Yeah, because obviously after the accident, I thought, what am I going to do now? Do you know what I mean? There's nothing. I can't do anything. I can't drive. I can't go to the gym. But yeah, I got talking to that IFBB pro from California. Another good friend of mine, Dan Smith, he's IFBB pro from Southampton. He's fucking massive. You should see him. Google him. We talk a lot, and we sort of push each other. You know, because Joshua Foster's name was passed away in California. That's the first one I spoke to. We spoke quite a bit.
Did you find out who your friends were?
Yeah.
Was that hard?
Yeah, massive. Not straight away, no, because everyone was still there like I was before, you know.
Yeah.
Of course, man.
You know the crowd, before, like that's how it was, wasn't it? Don't be wrong, I go everywhere now and people are always saying hello and you shake your hand and everything. It's always been like that and it always will be like that. But what I mean by, people got their own lives to live, obviously. But yeah, I faced some dark times on my own. Like, people don't realise that.
Did you feel like a burden on them?
100%.
Yeah.
Do now.
Guy, you said those dark times. How did you get through those dark times, man? So I know that's a deep question.
No, it's not. No,
I've
got to be brutally honest, haven't I? Fucking cocaine and whiskey, mate. Fucking truth, innit? Do you know what I mean?
I mean,
it's not. It just numbs it for that day.
Of course, man.
Of course.
You know, I'm not. Like I said, I'll say the truth.
I respect that a lot, man, because you could come on here and tell some bullshit story about. Well, you could make up some bullshit story.
I thank God. No, I haven't.
No, that's the harsh reality of life.
Yeah.
And far too often people sugarcoat things.
Yeah.
They do. And
well, they say what people think they want to hear. Do you know what I mean? They're not being
also,
real.
Who the fuck is someone to judge
No way.
how you've reacted in that situation?
Exactly. People do it for less.
Exactly.
You know?
And do you know what, man? Like, you're here now. You're trying to do really positive things. If it helped you get through that dark time, it helped you get through that dark
Yeah,
time.
it's done, mate. That's done.
Do you know what I
Do you
mean? Yeah, for sure.
Many times I've led there crying my eyes out. Do you know what I mean? Felt so alone, like a burden to everyone. I felt like nothing, because obviously, like we said, like people just start taking a piss, and that's the true reality, which we both said before. You know the crack. So then I get angry. Then I'm planning to do things to him like a fucking psycho. Like really, I've been in that sort of darkest place before. I thought, right, I'm gonna get a fucking shooter, go and shoot me in the face, go and shoot me fucking self. It's been that far. I lost it that much. Do you know what I mean?
I suppose one of the hard things, I can imagine that what's happened has probably made your world quite lonely at times.
100%. Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to work. I mean, I haven't mentioned it yet. I'm so thankful for you coming on, man.
No, thank you for asking me.
No, it's an honour, man. But I think that your story is something that so many people just can't relate to, and I just feel like we live in a world, man, where people are so fucking ignorant.
Fake.
They are so ignorant, and I look at your situation, and I think some of the struggles, like I know of other people who are disabled, and I just see how certain elements of life are just not built. They don't take into account like that we haven't all got the same abilities.
No.
And it's ignorance. It's fucking ignorance, man. And
Well, there's a lot of things that you think as an able-bodied person that you don't have to think about if you were a wheelchair user. Do you know what I mean? Like if you wanted to, like public transport could probably be difficult. If you wanted to go to the boxing, there's so many like things like you said about your friend who's taking flights and.
Well, exactly, yeah. Like my friend, her mum's, I think she had a similar.
Oh right,
accident
okay.
to you and has a similar injury, and we were talking about kind of travelling, and I said, oh, have you entertained the idea of that, like maybe going on holiday, and I just didn't appreciate actually
The planning.
the planning, the actual how she gets on the plane and being taken to a seat, and how do you know when you get to the other country how disabled friendly they're going to be?
Well, I had that, yeah. They didn't have any disabled facilities.
So where did you go?
Egypt. Went there to seek some advice. A little bit of a break as well, I admit.
Yeah.
Seek some advice for this spinal place, and nothing really come of it. But there, again, this is my luck. I had food poisoning for 6 days, and I had an infection in my leg for the other 6. So what did I have? What's that? 2 days of sun I had. That's all I had. I was in hospital for 6 days as well.
Jesus, man.
And they didn't have disabled facilities there, so I had to use like a garden bed, a plastic seat. I couldn't get out on the patio because I couldn't fit it through the window. So yeah, that was pretty shit, to be fair.
You've got some fucking incredible strength, man.
I don't know, but I can't see it though.
But it does come across, man. Like there's so many challenges that you're constantly faced with.
Every day's a
But
challenge.
you seem to have this relentless like resilience to just fucking smash through everything, man.
Do I? I don't.
Well, that's but obviously we don't.
It's not
we
fake.
don't. No,
It's not like a show.
No.
You know, like I said, I fucking every now and again I'll cry my eyes out and think, what the fuck have I done to deserve this? Like when you've got nonces and rapists going around, and then, do you know what I mean? And how does that even add up? And lying, cheating, fucking scumbags.
Yeah, but the fact is that you're still here. You're looking big, right? There's so many people who would just suck stuff.
What did we
stuff
say
like
when
that off? Like
when we pulled up, man. When we pulled up and like went to meet you in the car park, I was like, "Fucking hell, mate! Look at the size of it."
yeah,
I've only had 30 grams of carbs today.
He's fucking massive.
But I haven't trained for size since the accident because before that I trained for a novice strongman,
Yeah.
the Welsh one. I was doing really, really well in the lifts. This was when I was playing rugby, and I ripped my pack off. So that put me back a few months, and obviously I didn't do it again. But all their ego lifting's done, because if I hurt myself now, say if I rip a pec or a tricep or do my shoulder in or elbow, I'm knackered, aren't I? I have to go.
yeah, it's just different ball game now.
I'm bedridden for another few weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, even in the gym I've had to adapt, and I've got a lot of exercises I've sort of made up.
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Has the gym been a big help for you?
Yeah. Without that, I'd fucked. you know yourself, that you're a guy that trains mentally as well, isn't it?
Big time, man.
man.
Big time.
I don't think people realise how much.
Mate, it keeps most people sane.
Yeah.
It does. It's an anchor for so many people. You see it all the time.
Well, it's like, again, when I lost all that weight, I wasn't fussed because I know I put it back on. There's bigger things to worry about, you know. But some of the boys brought some like 2 kilo dumbbells into the hospital room, like, so I was doing it. Yeah, you know, yeah, just starting again. I've had to start again a few times, as you know, like another operation this January, where my bell ruptured and I was in ICU again. But
again, that's another example of your resilience, man. Like you seem to bounce back from these things.
Fucking Zebedee, innit? That's what they say, isn't it? Fucking more bounce than Zebedee. I don't know how though, mate.
Where do you think that strength comes from? Like, have you always been like this?
Headstrong, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sort of say how it is. I've always been the same.
Yeah.
Like I said, it stemmed from Dad. Like I said, don't take any shit off anyone, like. But then, when I was on the door getting into all different bits and bobs, as you know, like the collecting and stuff like that, he said, "You need to fucking calm down, my boy." Do you know what I mean? Like, it's sort of adverse effect then.
Yeah,
you know what's
yeah.
gonna happen, like.
Well, you're getting yourself in some dangerous situations.
Yeah.
You're doing debt collecting, did you say?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I did my close protection as well, but that didn't go any further because I had my accident. He was on about going to the Congo and stuff like that. So I'm not ex-military, I haven't got a fucking clue what I'm doing. But I just looked at the pound signs. I'd probably got shot on the first fucking day, but do you know what I mean? I don't know what I'm doing.
Just gave everyone away, like.
Yeah. Shit.
Hopefully not. Yeah, we talked about Bert, man, and like how he was a big help for you. How did it affect you?
Broke my fucking heart, mate. Yeah, of course it did. He just used to like turn up at my house and just come and lie on the bed like 2 fucking birds led on the bed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'd like fucking like snuggle into me and shit. But no, I loved him to bits. He's fucking. Well, you know, you knew him.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
Yeah. In theory, like obviously we were mates before the accident, but in theory we should have clashed. Because he was from Cardicott, do you know what I mean? And I was from like Chepstow. We should have clashed, but we didn't, did we? We were like fucking, you know, near enough best mates, like very close. I mean, obviously he's got the other mates and I did as well, but he was very close. Do you know what I mean?
But he seemed like he was a big help in your recovery.
Of course he was, yeah.
And
all of the boys were.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean specifically with the boxing and the fitness and.
Like I said, Dan, Shane, Matt, yeah, they were, you know.
And they're still a big help now.
Yeah, I speak to him. Yeah, like Shane every few days, Dan, Matt every few weeks. But yeah, people got their own lives, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Man, yeah.
You know, I appreciate that.
Nice.
I feel like I can't offer enough more than what I could before. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, man.
You can't offer as much to them as what you did before the accident.
Yeah, but obviously that shows in certain other people as well, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
Well, they fucked off, haven't
Or
they?
the other way around.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like we were talking about.
People who've just got disappeared and kind of. I think that's an interesting thing, man. Like we're saying, in adversity, very often, whatever it is, people show the true colours, don't they?
But I got to that stage as well, like in relationships and stuff, I just push them away, subconsciously.
With women, you mean?
Yeah. They get close. Obviously, they fall in love, wouldn't they?
Obviously.
I fucking warned them before, mate. I warned them. No, it's like, but I just used to push them away, and like, you know, I've hurt some nice people, but unintentionally, and I do regret that because I sort of treated it. I expected it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
You expect the hurt, so you just keep them like.
So you hurt people as a, you know, in
It's
a
like
way
a-
you would
Not
protect.
meaning to.
No,
Yeah.
it's like a defense mechanism.
Yeah, but
right?
I didn't even realise I was doing it.
Yeah.
You know? And for that, I am sorry to him, you know what I mean? Even I've handled some of the things I've handled the wrong way. I admit it, you know what I mean? Where I've gone wrong, I apologise to people. You know, because I can be a fucking cunt as well. You know, I can, of course I can. Anyone can.
Yeah.
Of course, man. I think self-reflection and self-awareness is absolutely key, man. And I think to sit there and acknowledge that you made those mistakes, just like any one of us, is great. And I think it's important it's important for all of us, man. Listeners, me, you,
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
It's so important. Like, I've done the same thing, man. I've hurt people in relationships, and yeah, I mean, you just got to be fucking. Life's a difficult journey, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Like you said before, though, who is anyone to say how I deal with it?
Well,
You know,
exactly.
because I know most, without saying in front, most people are fucking top themselves with the divorce and that, and my living situation, as I told you.
So you got divorced after the accident.
Yeah,
How long after the accident?
I was home about 2 months. Yeah,
I imagine that was really hard.
yeah, yeah. Thought that was it. Like, who the fuck's gonna want me now?
Is that what you thought?
Of course I did. Yeah. What I thought about myself, it's sort of like, what's the word I'm trying to find?
Did it affect your self-esteem?
100%. I was anyway. Obviously, I wasn't me, was I? I wasn't Gar.
Of course.
Then I wasn't Gar. Obviously, I didn't expect her to look at me the same.
Gar, how did you motivate yourself after that? So you've had the accident, you've had the divorce. I agree with you, man. I think most people call it a day.
Kids, bro.
The kids?
Nothing else. Yeah.
Do you think if the kids weren't there, you would have really struggled to keep
I'd
going?
have topped myself. There's one time I did take overdose, yeah. Nothing happened because I'm a fucking mong. It didn't happen.
He's just immune to everything, this guy.
It didn't even affect me, like. But I took it, and many times I wanted to, get off my nut and just, like I said, get a shooter, shoot the wrong uns, and shoot myself. It's been that, yeah. Like, people knew I was loose anyway, but I don't think they realised, like, obviously how, and I mean it at the time, which is dangerous, not for everyone really, it's myself.
You've obviously, you seem like you're in a good place now.
Yeah,
on the face of things, from what meeting you today and what I've seen. I mean, social media bullshit, really, but what I've seen on
that's
social
why I come
media,
off it now and again. It's just, yeah.
You give a positive energy.
Yeah, when we met you, man, you gave a positive energy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm still me. I've got the.
Of course you are.
Like I said, I got a good girl behind me now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not slating anyone else, but like, obviously they weren't right, were they? You know what I mean? Like, before, I was always told, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Don't try that. Well, I'm not the type of person. Why can't you be happy with what you got? Because I'm not. Because I want to be able to leave my fucking kids something. We got left nothing when my dad passed away, and that's not where I want to leave them. So like I said, my gym idea, that's the next stage. And she's supporting me in every way and pushing me, which is what you want. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's important, man. I think
rather than dragging you down.
I think you touched on something really important there. That the person you choose to be with is so important, man. Especially in times of adversity.
You need positive energy around you, don't you, to keep you motivated and to keep you going.
I'm not positive every day, am I? I lose my shit.
Of course, man.
Have a cry and fucking smash things. And,
yeah.
And I'm very deep with my quotes and my fucking songs, and it means things. Like I said, that Invictus poem I've got tattooed on my back. If you look at it on YouTube, it's read by Morgan Freeman, Invictus poem. It's what Nelson Mandela recited every day while he was locked up. But listen to the words, and everything means something to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And there's another speech by Christopher Walken, the Lion speech.
I've heard that, yeah. That gets me going, man.
It's my life, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. So, I think, you've mentioned the gym, and I think you said something about a seminar you're doing, but the future, what does the future look like for you, man?
Loaded.
Loaded, I love that. I fucking love that, man.
M3, M4, big house, loads of dogs, got my kids there all the time. Why not, eh? I've always wanted to retire to Spain, so that's going to happen.
Yeah?
Yeah, I always wanted to. But like my gym idea, it's been in the making for a few years now. I went back to college and did a business course, so I understand business-wise, obviously, a bit better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got all the contacts and everything ready to go. It's just getting the capital up now to do it, really. So I've registered the name of the company house called Adapted Fitness. That's what the gym's going to be called.
Like that.
So it's going to, basically it's just going to be every machine. Say if us four train together, and we'd like take it in turns on, say, the lat pull down or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you go, three go, and I just pull the seat, go underneath it, bang, 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 put the seat back. So it's simple as that. On the Smith machine, like a different type of bench.
That's such a great idea, man.
You know,
Because there's got to be loads of people out there in that
'cause
situation.
I can't go
where-
to the gym on my own.
Well, that's
now.
what I'm saying.
Well, how often do you see? How often, I mean, we go to the gym every day. How often do you see disabled people in the gym?
Well, there's no equipment for adaptation
Exactly.
like that.
Your gyms,
So he's
your gyms don't fucking. The equipment's not made. They don't take that into account.
Like, I can't go there on my own. I've got to rely on someone. I want to be able to go to a gym on my own like I used to. Do you know what I mean?
Of course, man.
Obviously.
A lot.
Instead of-
I was looking earlier, and you know, they reckon that on average, around 2,500 people every year have serious spinal injuries.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And I mean, it's a lot of people, man. And so there's a real need to kind of.
It's not even that. It's not even like, you know, so I was due to start to work at my local gym teaching disabled people, overweight people, people trying to get back in the gym, young, old, whatever. So that's my first protocol to get there and, like, you know, get into the industry a bit more, because obviously I've only trained as a hobby. But to do that as a living as well, it'd be great, wouldn't it? You know
That'd be
what I mean?
class, man.
Yeah.
You absolutely could, man. I think that
It's going to happen, 100% it's going to happen.
you've
It's
got
just
years
when.
you've got years of experience that you could use.
I haven't got, you know, trial and error, isn't it? Like we all do,
Of course, man.
you know?
So, guys, I want to thank everybody for watching and listening today. I know that if you'll definitely have learned something from Gareth's story, a real inspiration. And yeah, I'd appreciate if you give us a like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on the Talking Reality podcast. Thanks, guys.